What's up, everybody? Welcome to KindaFunny Games Daily for Tuesday, November 28th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the future class of gaming, a.k.a. the OK Beast Blessing, Eddie Oye Jr.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How are you?
I'm doing good. I like the shirt. I like the square pie guys button up you got going on here.
Did it work with the Henley underneath? I usually just keep it simple on, it's the collar shirt era. I usually just do white shirts underneath the collared shirts. Today I was a little chilly. Yeah. Saw the Henley, never wear the Henley.
I
put
like
it on,
the
but
Henley.
then I was worried about button on.
Yeah, I'm still analyzing. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it, but I don't hate it. I actually like this. I like the fact that you're trying different things.
You got to experiment sometimes, especially as we get to this chilly weather. Because I only have that one long sleeve off-white shirt that I usually wear with that roses shirt I wear occasionally. This is what you're checking. Chat, Twitch mods put up a poll.
And I don't think I've seen you wear a
Henley.
Henley. Do you not want to just do the Henley?
No, I don't appreciate my body in a Henley. That's why I always wear the black shirts outside of the armpit sweat. But just in general, some of the mashed potatoes I got going on under here,
I get it.
I think look great in a black t-shirt. You put them into a basic anything, I feel like it distracts from the eye.
Gotcha.
It's probably just a good old case of body dysmorphia.
I like it.
Hold on, let me. I definitely had some boobies there with my arms back. Hold on, he's like.
Well, that's part of growing, though.
What, having boobies?
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you're growing one way for sure.
Are you 40 yet? Are you 40?
No.
Did you 39? 38, 37, 36, 35,
46-ish, 36-ish.
But yeah, I feel like for
it's just body dysmorphia. This looks good.
Yeah, you look great. Yeah, no.
I got dad bod going on. Yeah,
you have a really good shape,
I've had
actually.
dad bod my entire life, but you know what I mean.
You have a really good shape.
Undo one button says Alejandro Rea.
Yeah, that's risky.
Well,
that's
risky,
but I like the risk.
Nathan Drake, Nick Scarpino era. You know what I mean?
But I like it though.
Well, sure. Yeah, I need to get the ring. You know what I mean?
I can go
Greatness
buttons,
from small beginnings. Why even have buttons? Why wear shirts?
Why even wear a shirt?
I'm never sure where we're at anymore with the old Twitch nips.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I was like, if we do a full episode of the show shirtless, is that a thing we could do and not get banned?
If memory serves, because remember we all took our shirts off and got chopped, or you didn't. You didn't.
I
get
did.
chopped.
I wasn't there yet.
For my birthday, we got chopped, and that wasn't a big deal. I think you can show your nips, of course, as a male, because America's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as it's not like hey, donate this amount to see my nips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
You want? You know
it's cold in here. On a warmer day, maybe.
I don't know. We're not taking our pants off.
I'm just saying. I've been doing arm and chest workouts. I've been doing the ab workouts, and so I want to get more.
But this is another traditional one where it's like, think about this on your dating profile. If they screenshotted this, and you're next to me shirtless, and you're shirtless, you get like a +8 right there. You know what I mean?
That's fair. All my right now, my dating app, my profile is just all suits. Like pictures of me in various suits because those are all the best pictures of me.
Except for that phone in your pocket.
Except for the phone in my pocket, right? Which is a mistake. But the one I have of that suit, actually, I don't think I have that one in my profile because I just have too many suit photos.
El Duro says, Greg, pull the sleeves up 3/4.
So my problem with my dating profile right now is that I don't have enough casual pictures of me just
pretty
doing
good
things.
in this shirt, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, fine, maybe. Body dysmorphia, it sucks.
But if you're a friend of mine, try to get more pictures of me just doing things.
What have you picked your Game Awards suit? Outfit.
I'm waiting for it to get delivered. I've
fast
settled.
Casual?
Yeah, I've settled.
Fast fashion, not fast casual.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually,
that's a Portillo's restaurant, not.
I'm going toward a more formal outfit this time around because I put up a thing on Twitter a few weeks ago that was like, hey, if I do an outfit inspired by a video game or a video game character from this year, what should I do? And I got a lot of responses.
Yeah.
And I think I've settled on a thing. It's that thing where I think. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it about that character that I've been inspired by because the outfit that I put together, if I told you who I'm what I'm going for, you'd be like, oh, I can see it, but it's not like people are gonna be like, oh, you're this person from this game, and so I don't even know if I'm gonna make that the
Sonic.
thing.
It's gonna be
exactly
blue
Sonic
jacket.
Superstars.
Yeah. Got a bunch of rings in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm using a suit jacket that I already own that I wore to a wedding. I've not worn to a Game Awards or anything, and then
wedding you officiated.
No. A wedding I went to in Vegas a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
But I have that suit jacket. I have a vest. And then I have this white shirt with some ruffles to it and all that stuff. But the vest that I got delivered a few days ago, too small, way too small. Even though I'm pretty sure I put the right size. So I think it's just the website that's messing me up. And so now I'm waiting on the second the second version of it that I've ordered to come get delivered, and I'm hoping that that's the right size, because I went 2 sizes up because of how tight the 36 was on me.
That's a guess.
And now I'm scared. I'm like, am I gonna be swimming in this 38?
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
We'll have to see
if I am, then I gotta change up this whole outfit.
We will also have to see what we think of the Fallout TV show, what the new date is for Skull and Bones. It's so much more.
Skull and Bones cracking you up?
Yeah, just
before we get in there,
how do we have a new date for Skull and Bones?
I mean, it's our bi-yearly date for Skull and Bones. I want to give a quick shout out for Forbes 30 and 30.
Sure.
Because Forbes came out this morning, the new the listers. I don't even know what they're called anymore. But if you made it on the Forbes 30 and under 30 list,
the 30 years,
the under 30s have been announced.
The 3 O's.
And I got 3 shout outs. I want to give a shout out to my very close friend Sarah, who made it in there. She was one who I nominated, and so I'm very glad. And I try to coach her through her bio and doing the nomination, all that stuff. And she made it in. And that one means a lot to me. So shout out to my friend Sarah. Shout out also to Carl Jacobs, who made it in. Yeah, Carl Jacobs made it in to Forbes 30 under 30 for on the gaming section. And then also Xalavier Nelson made it in to Forbes 30 under 30, which I feel like is overdue. I learned that he's only 25 years old.
Oof,
which is insane.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I thought this man was at least out in his 30s, just based on how successful I perceive him as.
Exactly.
I'm oh yeah, you've been in this industry forever. And he has been in this industry forever.
He just started at 11.
He started very young.
Yeah.
And so, shout out to those 3 for killing it.
Huh. Shout out to you guys. We'll have all that and more, because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show for free by writing into kindafunny.com/KFGD. Then tune in to watch us record the show live, twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and youtube.com/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and listening on podcast services around the globe each and every weekday. Of course, if you like what we do here, there's a one-stop shop to get the best version of Kinda Funny. It's called patreon.com/kindafunny. Over on patreon.com/kindafunny, you can toss us a few bucks to keep this 11-person San Francisco-based independent organization operational. But you could also get each and every episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily ad-free. Of course, you get them on demand. You could watch us record the podcast live as we record them, like we are this afternoon with the Gamescast. Of course, you could also get those on demand ad-free as an MP3 and video as well. If that wasn't enough, there are more than 400 exclusive episodes of content we've put up over the past year, and you get cool merch. Still November, so it's still the Spider-Man shirt. Still the Nerf Owl Spider-Man shirt. Right now is what you get, the shirtless Spider-Man shirt over there. All that's on patreon.com/kindafunny. And remember, if there's no greater Christmas gift or holiday gift to give Kinda Funny than a Patreon subscription. Just for a little bit, whatever you need to do. If you have no bucks tossed away, no big deal. Of course, you can support us for free over on the Epic Game Store with the creator code KindaFunny when you're checking out. Even if you're just buying something that's free, you're redeeming something. Somehow that still benefits us. And of course, if you're playing Fortnite, Rocket League, etc. on your console, you could use it there as well. Housekeeping for you. We've brought back every piece of merch we've sold this year for a limited time. Available until 5 p.m. Pacific today. Grab them before we retire them for good. Of course, we moved to the new merch store, as you all know, kindafunny.com/store. Had a whole bunch of cool new merch this thing, but we're doing them in limited drops. So I think what we're doing, God, get off that one that says Greg sucks. Get away.
I like the one with Barrett in the shorts and the swim trunks.
Yeah, that's
Barrett's
cool.
looking real
Barrett
good.
looking real cool there.
Yeah.
On this
showing off my thigh tat.
It really is saying summer with that dreary SF gray sky color.
It was an unfortunate day that we did that.
I was like, how bright Mike's photo is, and Barrett's like the pool boy.
How cold are you in that photo, Barrett? It just looks cold.
I mean, I was raised here, so shorts in kind of chilly weather. I'm used to that.
Anyways, so we did all the stuff this year. Don't blow up the Greg sucks one. I'm gonna give out Andy's real license plate one day. Anyways, that's up till 5 p.m. today. Go get it. Kindafunny.com/store. On top of that, there's a new Kinda Funny podcast up where the crew ranks the months. You can go see.
I like
Nick,
the thumbnail for this one.
Joey, Andy, and Mike rank the months over on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe, as of course the Kinda Funny podcast. February dead last, at least at the start. Wow.
Wow.
We'll
I can't believe Andy is on the podcast and he let that stand,
Yeah, February at number 12.
Wild.
Because
I assume October is going to be number 2.
October has to
I'm
be
sure
up
these
there.
idiots put December first.
December is up there for sure. I'm putting July up there. I'm a July baby though, but like, come
Sure,
on,
that makes
it's a
sense.
great month. I feel like August might be dead last for me.
Okay.
August is whack, dude.
Usually hot, humid.
Back to school.
Chicago. Yeah, back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Jackson Hampton and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Shady Rays, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 7 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
You're gonna talk about how they put Black History Month at number 12 in last place.
I wasn't going.
This is why you gotta put me on the podcast.
That's
guys.
not what jumped out at me, but I am down to run that narrative if you are.
That's what happens when you don't have us on the podcast.
Yeah,
You just fucking let these fools run wild.
Fucking, where's the respect?
Put some respect on it.
It's just a short month, too, though.
I mean,
The weather's rarely good.
Short and sweet.
Valentine's is in there. I'm sure they're hung up on that being like annoying or something.
I mean,
Nick
who's
doesn't
on that
seem.
I guess
Nick,
Nick is the only one with a partner, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure Nick does not seem like the Valentine's kind of guy.
That's
right?
fair. Yeah.
Number 1, we have our first look at the Fallout TV series. We're going to read from Eurogamer, where Victoria Kennedy writes, a new set of images have been released for Amazon Prime's Fallout series. The images, which were shared by Vanity Fair, give us a closer look at characters such as Ella Purnwell's Lucy, as well as soldiers from the Brotherhood of Steel in their power armor suits, and Aaron Moten as Maximus. In addition to sharing these photos, which also include a behind-the-scenes snap, Vanity Fair sat down to talk to the Fallout showrunners. Here, Jonah Nolan, who is overseeing the project with his wife Lisa Joy, shared more details about the upcoming series' plot. Purnell's Lucy is described as quote-unquote nice, but quote-unquote naive, and her life essentially gets turned around when she is made to leave the safety of the vault she has spent her entire life in to venture above. Here she discovers the rougher side of the world. She comes across abominations and meets those who were not lucky or wealthy enough to take refuge in Fallout's subterranean vaults. This will include Walton Goggins' Ghoul. The Fallout team has also promised humor throughout the show's run. Bethesda's Todd Howard, who is an executive producer on the series, said the showrunners had, quote, a lot of conversations over the style of humor, the level of violence, and the style of violence that would be included in the show. Also, for fans of the original video game franchises, Howard stated everything that happens in the show is canon. Blessing.
Greg.
Let's keep the graphics up because I had to read. So I've seen them on my phone. I like to see them on the big screen. My takeaway this morning, seeing everybody put up the photos and click on them on my phone and stuff, is like, God damn, I'm excited for the show.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
No, I'm 1000% with you.
Okay.
And I've been rooting for this show from the beginning with like the idea of, hey, it could easily be bad, right? It's a video game adaptation. It's live action. It's Amazon. Like, it's also Fallout, right? We don't see many Bethesda stuff, Bethesda properties get adapted in this way, right? And so there's so many things that could go wrong for this thing. But seeing these pictures, every single one of these images has me very excited. I think everything looks good. Like the suits for the Brotherhood of Steel looks great. Like, this image looks great with like I forget what they call it, but like the helicopters flying out and then like the bigger plane
dropship thing up there.
Yeah, that looks great. Walton Goggins, like it's wild that like if you pull up a picture of Walton Goggins, when they first announced his casting, I think everybody looked at him and went, oh, you're a ghoul. Like, you're gonna be a ghoul in this thing.
A quick question with this, because all these articles keep referring to him as his character Ghoul, like it's a proper noun, or the Ghoul. Mm-hmm. We can't just call him Ghoul, right?
No, he's gonna have a name. I think he's gonna have a name.
Maybe he won't. Maybe like think about like the world of Fallout, and if we're in a new location, have we announced where we're at in this one?
LA, I'm pretty sure.
So if we're in a new location, which we would be then, right? Like maybe he's the only ghoul around. So they do just call him Ghoul, and he is like that's what it's really offensive. And then at the very end, like when he sacrifices himself, he says, "By the way, my name was Ruby."
My name was Sam. Like this is the Ratchet and Clank thing where they realize there's a bunch of ghouls throughout the country. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for this thing. And even as I was looking through some of the photos, like, oh, look how good the jumpsuits
that looks
look.
awesome. With the shot of her going like this, coming out of the vault.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, man.
And this takes me back to playing Fallout 3 for the first time.
100%. Dude.
As
the
I was
vault
going
door behind you there.
As I was going through the images, I was getting nostalgic, and I think this made me realize that Fallout is one of the franchises that I might have like the most nostalgia for my first time experiencing it, where Fallout 4, we talked about how that game didn't hit the same, right? Or that game just felt like more Fallout.
You're always gonna have your first Bethesda open world. You're always gonna have your first Fallout.
And I think a big part of that is, for me, when I picked up Fallout 3, I didn't even know what that game was. Like, I picked that up at a GameStop sale thinking that it was just another first-person shooter. I thought it was going to be like a Metro type game.
Yeah.
And I start playing it, and you're in the vault, and it's, oh, what's going on here? And then you exit the vault, and it's, oh, what the fuck? And then, like, I remember my first time seeing a rad roach and being like, what the fuck is that thing? Or my first time seeing, like, a centaur creature or a ghoul and all this fucked up shit. This is giving me the vibes of that, right? Like, you're seeing this character enter into this world for the first time, which is every Fallout game, right? Like, like Fallouts are you starting off in the vault and like exiting and then experiencing the world, right? But like you can only have that happen for your first time once. I think the fact that this is a TV show and you're experiencing it through not your own character's eyes, but through the eyes of another character that is having that experience, I think that is a really good premise for a TV show, especially for a world that has so many stories to tell. Because it is, all right, what does fucked up radiation do to this version of America, and how can we tell a bunch of wacky stories on top of that? I'm very excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I think that, we've talked so much about TV shows and movies and video games and how, games jumping to the entertainment medium or, the live action entertainment medium and how you can screw that up and how you mess it up. I think this is a really interesting shot because even if you were going to say, well, Fallout 3, whatever, you're trying to find your dad. Fallout 4, you're trying to find your kid. Like, well, like, even if we insult those stories, I would never insult the world of it, right? Where it is such a cool idea of these people have been locked away in vaults from this nuclear fallout, and then they open it up and find out what's going on out there. Like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I think that's going to find an audience pretty quick.
And I think the Fallout games have cultivated a world where it does feel like anything can happen. At least like within this fiction. I forget what U.S. president you found in Fallout 3 that was like an AI robot or something. But I remember getting there being like,
maybe?
I think it was Jefferson, getting there being like, yo, this is
that was like one of my
wild.
favorite moments.
Yeah, like such a cool moment. And then like other moments where it is, or like even you were talking about the overall stories, right? Like the idea of, hey, yeah, we're trying to get clean water, or yeah, I'm trying to find my baby who's grown up now for some reason because this is way further than I thought. Like I think the premises and ideas that Fallout presents are really interesting. Like the execution, yeah, I think wavers sometimes or whatever, but I think there are so many moments that are, oh no, but this delivered here, right? And this specific side quest here, like they really knew what they were doing, or this side quest over here where it is focused on Nuka World is really fun and really cool. There's so many tidbits of wacky, weird stuff that we identify as Fallout, whether it be, Nuka-Cola or the Three Dog on the radio station, or like, the historical monuments and seeing how like a famous baseball field has been turned into now this settlement. There's so many things you can do like that are really fun and really weird that
would
fit within Fallout.
Catch an audience off guard.
Yeah.
Back to Last of Us and what an HBO hit that, or what a hit that was for HBO, not knowing what it was or where it's coming. We all knew that was a great story. We all know how much cool stuff's here. Phil Jones was in the chat a second ago. I went by and said something to the effect of, it looks cool, but I'm worried about the quality since it's an Amazon Prime show. It's an interesting take. I mean, streaming series and how much you put in, blah, blah. I wouldn't be shocked if that's the reason we're talking about the ghoul, a ghoul, one ghoul. Of like, let's not worry about prosthetics and makeup and CG for all these other ghouls. Let's make it that for some reason he's the only ghoul in the area and that's who you have to deal with. And probably even then, right, use him sparingly to some degree. Like he's a big name, obviously.
Yeah.
To a degree. He's a big character actor. I love Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
But maybe he's not going to be every, episode, everything.
I feel like with the Amazon stuff has done a good job when they try, right? Like, I mean, The Boys is Amazon, and The Boys is like Gen V is Amazon, and like Invincible. And I think there's a strong list of very quality Amazon quote unquote TV products. And so I'm not necessarily worried from that side. Unless it is like hey, we're treating this like whatever. Like there was the promotional material that went out a few months ago where it was like it was an art image of Los Angeles, like a neighborhood street in Los Angeles. And the more you looked at it, the more you realized that this is AI art that they use to generate this. And like I remember seeing that and being like, ooh. But then you look at the screenshots of the actual show and it's, okay, no, this looks like it's doing
I think look
justice.
good. Now, granted, what does it look like in motion or whatever, blah, blah, we don't know. But
yeah,
when I saw there, I'm like, oh, I'm actually excited for this one.
So a question for you, like in the ways that we talk about Fallout 3 being in the Capital Wasteland, being DC, and then Fallout 4 being Boston, and how Fallout does a great job of looking at the areas that it takes place in and finding ways to like, either make fun or parody or like take specific elements of it and elevate it and use for its own story. Since this one takes place in Los Angeles,
are we confirmed on that? Are we
I
sure
looked it up.
Okay,
Yeah, it's in Los Angeles. Is there what is like one or two things you would like to see them do with Los Angeles in the Fallout universe? That could be fun.
Oh, interesting. I mean, you have to have the dilapidated Hollywood sign, right?
Of course.
There has to be something there. Where that's just like I remember when we're going Burning Shores. I'm like, all right, can't wait to see what you did with this in Horizons World.
Yeah.
The movie industry being so big down there, you have to imagine there's some gang or settlement that has sprung up around a studio, right? So there is like the props and all that stuff that they're using, big movie sets and posters and things like that to live off of the land there.
I would love to see like a faction of people that they entered into like some studio and like they're conflating like TV and movie.
What they're finding is
lore.
historical reels.
Yeah, like they're finding it and they're like, oh, this is historical, like this is real, but really it's like, it's I Love Lucy or some some random shit like that.
It's interesting. I never, when I don't think of LA much in historical, but like what's the is it the Sports Memorial thing? There's a stadium down there that I want to say is over on like USC's campus or whatever, or somewhere over there that I always see from the highway. And I'm always like, oh, that's an LA building. But like, now Ben watches Cars all the time. And that's like where they do the Piston Cup. And I was like, oh, they're making a play on that building. So I'm like, oh, that must be, maybe it was even an Olympic stadium. I don't even know. But it's big enough that other people know what that is. So I'm like, oh, I bet they'll do something there of like a gladiator, whatever. We're all fighting to stay alive in there.
I would also love to see a Disneyland that's not going to be Disneyland, like a fake like generic Disneyland that's been turned into a settlement. I think that could be really fun. Yeah, Amazon Land,
Invincible rides and Gen V.
But yeah, I think there's so many things you can do that could be really fun. With
I'm tentatively excited for this, but this is maybe a little bit of how you felt for Twisted Metal, or how Tim felt for Twisted Metal. Of like, oh, I'm in. Like this is a night one watch for me. It's not like I'll get to it when I get to it. Like I want to watch this right now. I want to watch this.
And I'll even put this step further. I think this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
I'm fully sold now. Where I before it was cautious optimism, like a bit of trepidation. Like I don't know about this thing. Yeah. Now I am like, I think this thing is gonna be good. I'm actually excited for it.
Simon M says, does this show start with a montage and a Ron Perlman voiceover? That is an interesting thing. Obviously, that's how most Fallout stuff starts, right? I think you have to play with this a little bit the way they did Last of Us, right? Like, since this is TV, I think you will get a Ron Perlman VO at some point, whether it's over the radio or something, or a Vault Tech commercial. But like, you have to show us the world before, right? A little bit of it. And I mean, you'll flash back, I'm sure, a bunch. But I would assume the opening is the bombs dropping or everybody rushing to the thing and shutting the door. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need more of that. We need to see that in the same way that was so powerful with The Last of Us, right? Like, I think all the time of the woman, bomb it all. You know what I mean? It's like how amazing
was Ron
that
Perlman
scene
was he the one that was like war never changes? Or
war never changes. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, I do wonder how they
Hellboy,
started, because I think you could do that, right? Because those aren't that long, right? Those are only a couple of minutes. But yeah, I think however you start this, you have to. It has to be like, I think, wacky, or like, so it has to be something that is either, hey, you've seen Last of Us, you've seen Walking Dead, you know what post-apocalypse looks like, and it is like a fake out situation of you start off and it's, oh yeah, grim dark post-apocalypse, and then you quickly you switch it and show, no, this is what Fallout is though, like, and show like the wacky personality.
Interesting.
I think you do that, or yeah, maybe it is. I think it's tough doing the start off in the past before the apocalypse, because
not for any super length of time.
Yeah.
But to set up like, hey, this is what's. I don't want Ron explaining the whole war to me. And everything to start. I want to see them running in there, shut the thing, slam the door.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
thing.
I think we should. And then I think it's cool to get life in there for like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Set it up and then have the thing open, so the viewer has the video game moment of like, what's going on here.
Yeah. And I would even love, even if we didn't see the outside, I think a way to start this would be, hey, let's just start in the vault and you're following the main character, and like maybe the first half of the first episode is just life in the vault and this is all we know, and you think this is what the show is, and then the second half, or maybe even the ending of the episode, is opening up the vault and seeing America fucked up, and then that cuts, and then episode 2 is where you pick up, and it is now we're exploring the outside world.
Sure.
I think if you're able to find the moments in the games that hit in that way and then pace that out as like, this is a cliffhanger or this is a big moment, I think that's where you start to capture what Fallout is.
I feel like for a new audience, and I assume these are dropping week to week, not all at once, right? Amazon doesn't.
Amazon, yeah, usually does.
They
week
usually
to week.
do first 2 to 3 episodes together.
Okay.
Then it's weekly.
Because then you can get away with it. I don't think you can leave somebody for a week with just the thing opening and stopping like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would feel like you have to get out and then show something happening in the world. Like turn the camera and it's all fucked up or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they're back to back out in the same day, I think you could get away and have that'd be the fun.
And somebody in chat asked a really good question. Do we see a Deathclaw?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
You have to see a Deathclaw.
That'd be
Probably way
sick.
later in the season.
That almost is like season 2 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Deathclaw, that's gonna be a reveal.
Maybe they just
that's gonna be some budget.
exactly. Maybe they just tease them, right? And like
Yeah.
it's all shadowy and whatever. Speaking of being teased, Greg Way.
Whoa.
Number 2 on the Roper Report. Skull and Bones release date is February 2024, and according to Insider Gaming. We go to Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming. Following 6 delays, Insider Gaming has learned that Skull and Bones has finally got a release date of February 16th, 2023. The information follows an official announcement from Ubisoft in October that the game has a release window set for Q4 fiscal year 23-24. Last week, Daryl Long, who will be moving to Toronto to become manager director, confirmed it's all factual. Just dropping his title at the end, it'd be like me being like, last week, Poe, who will be soon eating at Portillo's tonight. Toronto, who to become managing director, confirmed the game will ship before the end of the fiscal year. Pre-orders for the game are currently live in the Ubisoft store, priced at $49.99, that's pounds. But Insider Gaming understands that Ubisoft also plans to release a premium version of the game. Shocking. I'm sure there'll be 3 versions of this premium. I digress. Although we've been unable to pinpoint the contents of the premium edition, it's understood that the players will be able to play the game on February 13th, 2024, with 3 days of early access. Details on when the game's new release date will be announced are unclear, but sources suggest due to the nature of the obtained information, it's likely to be in the next couple of weeks, possibly the Game Awards. Dun, dun, dun.
Do you think this is gonna be at the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I could see Keeley being like, I don't want this.
that's what I would think too. But it's also like, I also feel like, and this is not a knock against Jeff. Jeff needs to play ball. And so I think to keep Ubisoft happy, if Ubisoft wants to make this into a big thing, which they do, there's a game they're putting out, right? They want to have a thing. I think they need to, Jeff would have to be like, all right, hopefully this gets me Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed, whatever I need to next year in the future, or at SGF, right? Like
Star Wars
I feel like
Outlaws.
you play ball here, even though it is going to be a big lull when it gets put out officially.
Yeah, I could see this being almost being like a commercial. Like it's not even a world.
Yeah, that I could
quote-unquote
definitely.
world
Well,
premiere.
we don't do those no more.
Like, we don't do world premieres, but like it is like you see the commercial start for Warframe, and then it is like, oh yeah, we got Skull and Bones as a date now, and it's like, wait, like y'all aren't gonna put this in the actual show.
I could definitely see that too.
Yeah.
I could also see that they announced this release date ahead of time, and then there is a commercial / trailer or whatever at Game Awards.
That's what I feel. I feel like if with this leaking already, I wouldn't. I could see this being we're announcing this in the next couple of days.
Behold me, mateys. We'll set sail in February, but you'll get a taste.
Especially for the fact that we've had release dates before for this game.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't think you can make a pomp and circumstance out of, oh, we got the Skull and Bones release. Like I think that time has passed. You know, I think everybody's kind of over it. The fact that they're releasing this in February too, I think that's wild because February is jam-packed. Like March, I understand you want to release within the fiscal year. March is right there, and there's not much happening in March. Like, I
mean, come on now. February 16th. We'll still be what? That'll be 2 weeks. We'll still be locked in on Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
And also Mario vs. Donkey Kong comes out February
That'll be
16th.
Mario and Donkey Kong will also only be halfway through Persona 3, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, if I go through right now, March for 2024 is Unicorn Overload, which I'm looking forward to. Overlord, actually. Unicorn Overlord. I'm looking forward to that
I'm
game.
not excited about that one.
And then Princess Peach Showtime. That's all that's announced for March right now. At least that have dates in March. But then as I go through February, it is Grand Blue, Persona 3 Reload, Suicide Squad, Helldivers 2, Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Nightingale, Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered, and then Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Woo! And you want to release Skull and Bones in that?
Yeah. Get it under the radar.
And that's what it screams to me. I'm like, this for me, this feels like all right, let's just
We're doing this
out.
thing.
We're doing
Singapore says we have to.
Yeah, it almost feels like the way they treated Roller Champions, where like I was looking forward to Roller Champions, and it came out, and like it felt like they didn't even
They did
talk
everything
about it.
possible to make you not be excited about.
Yeah.
Roller Champions.
I almost feel like this is going to be the same thing, where it comes out, and Ubisoft's like, "Oh, we made that. we put that out. Oh, shoot. Well, all right.
What if it's fun?
Okay, let's be real. Let's be real. I don't. It's hard for me to imagine this being fun.
I know.
I think it could be fine, but I don't think fine is going to cut it when
Do you think
when you're playing Helldivers. You know,
Come on now.
when Barrett's and Andy's playing Suicide Squad, but I'm playing Final Fantasy.
Barrett's not
We
playing
more
Suicide Squad. Barrett's going to play Suicide Squad with tears in his eyes the entire time.
Yeah, I have to play it because I feel like people are gonna want to know what my opinion is of it, but I'm not going to enjoy it.
What if you did? What if
refuse.
20? We're still in 2023. 2024 is the year of what if. Could be awesome.
What if?
What if?
What if?
Yeah, what if season 2
Skull
comes
and Bones and Suicide Squad are in our top 3 contenders?
Can you
for
fucking
next year?
imagine?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
if it's good, that'd be exciting.
It would be.
I think the pirate genre could use more competition. Cause Sea of Thieves is just shutting it down over here.
Yeah.
And so that'd be neat. But even if it's good though, like
That'd be neat.
I don't like. And this is me speaking personally, and like not on behalf of like fans or whatever. I just don't care that much about
Yeah.
pirates. And so even if it's like, oh man, this is a surprise, it's decent, I'm still not gonna play it. I got 5 other games to play that month that I'm more excited for. But yeah, like I hope it's good. Like I hope it hits for an audience, and I hope like people stick with it. If so, right? Like I think that could be a possibly good back-to-back release slate for Ubisoft, because we're coming off of Assassin's Creed Mirage. Avatar is coming out in December. That one's also up in the air of like, all right, how's that gonna hit? We'll see. Maybe it's good. If that's good, then we're moving on to January. We get whatchamacallit, Prince of Persia, The
Yeah.
Lost Crown, and that looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
Ubisoft actually publishing games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that comes out, and then this comes out in February. Like that could be a decent cadence, and that could be a good thing if these games hit. But right now, I'm only looking forward to Prince of Persia.
Okay.
Yeah, that game looks incredible.
Are you looking forward to number 3 on the Roper Report, where NCSoft and Sony Interactive Entertainment announced a strategic partnership? This is a press release from Sony. NCSoft, a global premier developer and publisher, today announced that it has signed a strategic global business partnership with Sony Interactive Entertainment. The two companies' CEOs have met and jointly signed the partnership. Under this partnership, NCSoft and SIE will collaborate in various global business fields, including mobile. The two companies are evaluating a range of potential opportunities with an aim to foster strategic synergy, leveraging NCSoft's technological prowess and SIE's global leadership in the entertainment field. Quote, "This partnership with SIE is the beginning of our efforts to build various synergies together, utilizing both companies' core competencies, technical
Yuck.
capabilities, and expertise," said the president and CEO at NCSoft. He added, quote, "We will deliver a new and enjoyable experience to our audience across and beyond genres and regions." And then this is Jim Ryan now. Fucking lame duck Jim Ryan in here just signing deals.
What did he do?
It's just funny, like,
Lame duck.
Oh, yeah, he's done, right? Like,
I guess he
his
is
feet
done,
are up
yeah.
on the desk.
No, he's on his way out. You're
He's
right.
watching the clock.
You're right.
Jim Ryan says, "Partnering with NCSoft advances our strategy to expand beyond console and broaden PlayStation's reach to a wider audience. Like SIE, NCSoft shares a similar vision in creating high-quality, impactful entertainment experiences for players everywhere. And together, we're excited to collaborate to push the boundaries of gaming further."
Wow. So I see there are 3 things I pick up here.
Sure.
All the parts where they talk, where Jim Ryan mentions beyond console, even earlier on where they talk about collaborating in various
Mobile.
global business fields, including mobile. NCSoft has done like a lot of PC stuff, and so this strikes me as we're continuing on with the PC stuff, and then also like trying to further our mobile strategy.
Sure.
This is a conversation I had with Mike earlier where I'd love to see PlayStation do more than just Sackboy Run on the mobile side. Like I want to see more interesting things. The example I gave was Gears Pop, which I know nobody cared about Gears Pop, but when I saw Gears Pop get revealed at that Xbox showcase, I was like, that's different.
You know what? I don't hate this.
That's different, and I want different out of the mobile stuff. And so like I want to see what PlayStation can do on that side, because I'd like to see more interesting things in the mobile space. That's first and foremost. Secondly, a while ago, there was a report about a Horizon MMO being developed by NCSoft.
That's true. That is true.
And I pulled from IGN, right? IGN wrote this is Brian Leston. This was November 2022, so exactly a year ago, where they wrote, "Horizon is reportedly getting its very own MMO from Sony and NCSoft. According to MTN via VGC, the Horizon franchise, which includes Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, is heading online with an MMO for the makers of Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2. I don't have to read more, but
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about that, honestly, 100%. And I was going to call out that I'd like to see it work in reverse and us get Guild Wars on PlayStation. Because that is such a great MMORPG. But this would be a way better fit for PlayStation in terms of like, hey, you already invest in this world. Here's a really cool way to go do more with it.
yeah, and I think the fact that you have them putting out an official press release probably where there's smokes, there's flames.
Where there's smokes, there's flames.
Where there's smokes, there's flames, and so I'll think that is probably continuing to some extent. And I'm excited for that. And I think from the reports, it seems like that MMO project is in addition to the one that the multiplayer game that Guerrilla is working on. And so it seems like we're getting a lot of Horizon, which could be good, could be bad. Like
We've talked about that at length. Yeah, how much Horizon we have and what it means.
It seems like a lot, especially like because there's also the rumored remaster that's happening, and we know we're gonna get a Horizon 3. Seems like a lot, but also, hey, I'm down to try these things. Like a Horizon MMO sounds fun. A Horizon co-op game also sounds fun. And so, yeah, I think this is good. I think this is a good partnership.
Agreed. Yeah, I think both ways in any way slice it. And yeah, if there are, hopefully the idea here would be, since they're working, theoretically rumored to be working on the Horizon MMO, right? Like PlayStation has seen enough, SI has seen enough to be like, oh shit, this is actually good. Like we should make this even more official.
Yeah.
But the question is, can Horizon be the DC Universe Online killer? There's been one MMO on PlayStation forever, and it's DC Universe Online, all right? Just running ruckshot over the competition. And this did remind me, of course, I'm supposed to be playing DC Universe Online on PS5 right now.
Okay, Final Fantasy 14 is on PlayStation.
Yeah, but that died, and then it had to come back. You know?
Okay, yeah. Oh, you're right. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. DC Universe never died.
No. It's been trucking along nonstop. What are you talking about?
Okay. But like, barely.
How many episodes do they have? No, you don't know that. You don't know that. We've talked about this.
I've only heard one person talk about DC Universe Online, and that's you. And I know for a fact you're not logging onto that thing every day.
And it's still going. Remember when we called Truxlight? We called Truxlight on the show. Were you on that show?
Maybe that sounds familiar.
Yeah, where we called him and he gave a whole rundown of how, like, don't get me wrong. Yes, Final Fantasy, incredibly successful, obviously.
Yeah.
And I have a much louder, more vocal fan base. DC's still doing its thing, and whatever we've said before. And where I was trying to drive to, as you remember, in August we had an article we read from IGN from Wesley Yinpool. DC Universe Online coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. DC Universe Online comes out on PS5 and Xbox Series X this holiday season. Developer Dimensional Ink Games has announced.
I know what Greg's doing for Christmas.
What the fuck is it? That's what me and Mike had
it's not out?
Mike and I had talked this up for a long time that we're going to jump in there and do some stuff. Maybe roll new characters, maybe keep art with our old tunes. What the hell?
I mean, maybe they shadow
drop it. It's a holiday
drop
season. Huh?
Maybe they shadow drop it. Game Awards.
No. Oh.
Yeah, out today. how hyped would you be if that happened?
I mean, I will lose my goddamn mind in the
Jim
Peacock
Ryan
Theater.
walks out on stage with whoever works at the DC.
It's a completely silent theater. You just hear Greg. Woo!
Let's fucking go.
The sad part is these clowns, Keeley and his other jackals over there would just put it on the pre-show. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even give it This should be right before Game of the Year.
Oh,
Can you fucking believe this game that's over a decade old is coming out again?
It's gonna be in the same commercial break as the Skull and Bones release date. Like, oh, by the way, these two things are happening. Go play DC Universe Online right now.
Look at that. The Duke of Dustin says DCO was pretty dope with the time I spent with it. That was way back when the Green Lantern X-Pac launched. Lol.
So, would you be excited for a Horizon MMO? Is that something you would play?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, like, you get into it. I'm interesting. Of course, I am on the right side of history and hate PC games. But DC Universe Online, like, I adored and had so much fun with. I want to play more MMOs, but they just have to be a universe I care about, right? Like, I've turned on Final Fantasy 14. First off, when they, like, originally brought it back from the dead, me and Destin played it for, like, 8 hours or whatever at Square one day for IGN videos. But I mean, since then I have started it. I have created a character. I do launch into it when I start to drift off to sleep because I just don't care about that world. And so obviously DC is cheating because it's DC Comics. It's what I love, right behind Ghostbusters, right? So for you to say, all right, we're making, even if Guild Wars did come, like, I could get in and play it and enjoy it probably, but I'd fall off because I just don't care about that world. Back when Steimer used to try to get me to play it all the time because she was so insanely into it, and I can respect it. It just wasn't my thing. And so for you're telling me you're bringing Horizon over, like a universe I do know and I do love, and then it would just be, well, how's the gameplay play? But
yeah, and that's my worry. I think for me the struggle with MMOs, because I've done the same thing with Final Fantasy 14 where I've downloaded it, done the subscription. I probably need to cancel it. Actually, now that I think about it,
does Michael Heim just sit watch? Is one of those things? He's just in the back corner watching you quietly.
And I was like, I've tried it, and for me, it's more so just like just the nature of MMOs. Like I think of all the menus. I think about like combat just being, click on this thing and like it feels very passive. It feels more so about, hey, yeah, like do the quests and then turn them in and then build up your character. That's what RPGs are, right? Like that's what this genre is. But what I like about Horizon is the action. Like I like getting in there and being like, all right, I gotta switch to this weapon and aim for the tail or whatever, and then like knock this part off the machine to weaken it. That is such a fun part of Horizon for me, and I wonder if some of that gets lost if it turns into an MMO, right? If it is a bit more, no, you're just clicking on the thing to like apply damage, and it is more about maybe like the properties of the kind of attacks you're using as opposed to the actual strategy and the actual action of it. But either way, like I'm down to see it. I'm down to see what it looks like. I think that could help flesh out the world even more. I think the premise of the Horizon world is so interesting. I think the 2 games we've gotten so far have done a good job of keeping that world engaging. But I think and I already forgot Horizon Call Mountain 3 games, 2.5. But like I think you can make that world feel bigger if you did a MMO, if you did like a co-op thing, right, and set them in different parts of the country or different parts of the world.
For sure.
And that could be really fun. I think you can do justice to that universe.
Yeah, I think, Horizon Forbidden West leaves the Aloy area and technology in such an interesting point that I feel like you could have a really cool MMO, not about her at all or involving her. I'm sure she'll be involved. I'm sure she'll send you a quest or whatever. But you could still be out there with your focus, doing whatever, and having exploring and changing the world or whatever.
Yeah,
and I would love that. Just go out there and do that. I mean, and bring all that Monster Hunter World stuff in.
Do you think it's too much Horizon? That's my one thing. Is like, could this have been a Ghost of Tsushima MMO? Could it have been a Last of Us MMO? Like, could it have been a
it could have been any of those things? Yeah, I think again, like especially if you look at NCSoft and you look at Guild Wars 2, like Guild Wars 2 gives off Barrett, if you can throw me up a Guild Wars 2 trailer, but don't throw me up like a current DLC where they're fighting some ice god or whatever. Throw me way back when it was like cool. There's open area events and there's like dragons and there's whatever. Like I can see the Horizon in that, and I feel like that gameplay would work here, which wasn't click the button and do the thing. It was action oriented. It was like you're involved with it or whatever. Guild Wars, the launch trailer is just going to be
this is gonna be like a
cinematic. Yeah.
God, MMOs love cinematics.
Gameplay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what
they
gameplay
gotta
looks
hide
like.
what it actually looks like.
Like,
You remember that DC Universe Online?
Oh, I do remember. Yeah, that was sick though. That was like one of those like Blur Studios animated things.
Yeah.
That's what got me to download it, and I started playing it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an MMO.
You're like, nope, I gotta get out of here. This is not where I'm going.
I got a 40-second trailer because
That's
what
good
trailers
enough.
were like.
Okay.
Well, you know what I mean? Like it's like
rustic. See, I need to see what the menus look like. Like, I need to see the gameplay with UI.
Well, you could go to Barrett.
Here we go.
Give you
This is
permission.
something.
I'd give you permission for modern gameplay. I didn't want you to look at him, riding a rainbow, just killing stuff. That's not like this looks like what it started as. I know it's gotten crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Barrett, if you can find some modern Guild Wars gameplay, I'd be curious.
Well, Barrett does that. I'll tell you about our modern sponsors. Remember, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to patreon.com/KindaFunny to get each and every episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily ad-free. But guess what? You're not on patreon.com/KindaFunny, where you can enjoy ad-free viewing, 400 bonus episodes, exclusive merch, all sorts of content. Watch us record the show live. So, for you right now, here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. 'Tis the season of giving. Get the perfect gift for a special someone, yourself, or both. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades and quick swap snow goggles that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair that we've worn. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. With an extensive array of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. You already know I've been out Pokemon going, and Shady Rays have been making me look as dope as I want out in the real world. And that's not all. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Shady Rays is currently in their biggest sale of the year for Black Friday. Don't miss out on the best deals for shades, snow goggles, and prescription sunglasses. You can go to shadyrays.com and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Again, that's shadyrays.com for their biggest sale of the year.
I'm playing some DC Universe Online tonight. I'll
Oh
tell you
yeah?
what,
Are you
let's
itching
get
for it?
back in.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yes. Okay, so
Okay,
here we
so
go.
this is what it looks. Okay, so I like that it's behind the back.
Oh, God, imagine a mouse cursor.
Yeah, I need to see him attack this
Whoa,
rhino.
yeah. Whiff. Whose footage
It's
is this?
definitely not
Let's
a
make fun
rhino.
of
It's like
him.
a boar.
You see, you got one of the sentries over there. You run over on, you click, you hit him with the thing. You're doing the stuff.
It doesn't excite me,
Sure.
but that's just me, right? I understand that this is
But again,
for an
think about
audience of
that. This
people.
is a game that's however old that they've built on and done all this stuff. Like a modern thing that you were doing with Horizon, I think would look and play better.
Yeah, I hope so.
Mike, you still down to play DC Universe Online when it comes to PlayStation 5 and Xbox? All right, he said hell yeah off on the side if you didn't hear him, ladies and gentlemen. For now, let's move on to number 4 on the Roper Report. CD Projekt says Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty has topped 4.3 million in sales. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. CD Projekt has provided a sales update on Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion. Having sold 3 million copies in the first week following its PS5, Xbox Series, and PC release on September 26th, the game's first and only expansion has cleared 4.3 million sales in the first 2 months. Quote, "We are very pleased with the launch of Phantom Liberty," said the CEO, Adam Kaczynski. Successful release of the expansion, along with the Update 2.0, which introduces a slew of additional improvements, elevates Night City gameplay to another level in terms of quality. This is an important achievement, given our plans to further develop the franchise, end quote.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the last part he says like this is an important achievement given our plans to further develop the franchise. I think Phantom Liberty was such a good step for Cyberpunk along with 2.0, right? Like figuring out what the quality version of that game looks like on all levels, and then also just on a narrative level, figuring out a story that is really that really hits for fans, right? Barry, you said you finished it recently? Or no, Andy, you finished it recently.
He finished it very recently.
Yeah.
I think like the other day. I was like a month ago, I think.
Yeah, and like in talking to everybody who's finished the game, like talking to Michael Haim too, like all of us are. I've not met one person who's not been blown away by the ending. Maybe you, because you finished it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But like for the most part, I've not met people that are like not blown away by whatever ending they got. Like
Sure.
I think the way in which they've now figured out how to tell stories in that world has me excited to see what we get out of a next game, out of a main campaign, and out of like the improvements of what side quests can be and side cons can be and all that stuff. I want to see whatever is next for Cyberpunk be a step up from what this is currently, which right now for what we have with Cyberpunk 2.0 plus Phantom Liberty, I would say is stellar. So yeah, like good on them. I love seeing the 20% attachment rate. That's pretty insane. And yeah, like I think over the years with the improvements they've earned it. So good on them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they walk away with awards at Game Awards. Being in there for community support and best RPG.
Ongoing
ongoing?
game.
Okay,
Best
ongoing game. Yeah.
I don't know how it's continuing to go ongoing from here, but that's in the eyes of the beholder.
It on goo this year.
Like,
Also, ongoing games end. Look at Knockout City. Rest in peace.
I mean,
look
but,
at Rumbleverse.
but that's that's different.
How's that different?
Because that's a game that was constantly being supported because of like the like seasons and like all of this stuff. Like they're constantly like updating that game. Whereas Phantom, like the Cyberpunk was one update, 2.0, and a DLC.
They had an update is an update, but also they were updating it before 2.0. They added like the Edge Runner stuff, and I think they were doing like a lot of periodic updates to it as well. I think just because you have an end doesn't mean you're not on.
Should Jedi Survivor get a best ongoing game because it had to do?
Should Dave the Diver be a fucking indie? Number 5 on the
Jedi Survivor's
report.
updates weren't as good as Cyberpunk's.
Rockstar veterans are working with Dan Houser at Absurd Ventures. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. I think VGC is cleaning up on headlines today.
Yeah.
Good job, VGC. Rockstar veterans Laszlo Jones and Michael Unsworth are working alongside Dan Houser at Absurd Ventures. It's been revealed. Having co-founded Rockstar in 1998, Houser left in early 2020 before announcing his latest venture, transmedia firm Absurd, earlier this year. It's now transpired that Jones, who left Rockstar in late 2020 after 19 years at the company, joined Absurd the following June as one of its founding members. As co-chair of Rockstar's production development, Jones was previously responsible for in-game creative audio and video content. He's perhaps best known for producing the dialogue for Grand Theft Auto's characters and satirical radio stations, as well as appearing in the series. A more recent hire at Absurd is former Red Dead Redemption series writer Unsworth, who left Rockstar this summer after 16 years at the company. As spotted by B Geek, he joined Absurd in October as its head of story and creative management. The former writing director worked on virtually all of Rockstar's major releases during his time at the company. Notably, he's one of only 3 writers credited for both Red Dead Redemption's game stories alongside Hauser. Unsworth is also credited for dialogue writing in GTA 4, GTA 5, Max Payne 3, LA Noire, Midnight Club Los Angeles, and more. One correction from Greg. I believe you edited some stuff out of his article, right?
Maybe.
When he's, I think we missed the introduction. Oh no, it's fine. You're wrong. I'm wrong. Everybody's right. The article's right. I thought we were still talking about the one guy when you started calling. Laszlo is Laszlo. So when I saw Jones, I was like, no, that's Laszlo. I think I'm wrong. I digress.
Cool.
Is GTA 6 ruined?
I mean, we'll see. I'm actually very curious to see, like, okay, what does GTA 6 miss out on any of that energy? Like, there's so
and they were
much,
there
like,
a long time.
Yeah.
So even leaving in 2020,
of course they've touched GTA 6 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think alone GTA 6 having to live up to all the previous GTA games, and in terms of not just gameplay, not just an open world, because I think that stuff is very possible for a Rockstar, but also in quality of writing and, you know, doing commentary on what life is in 2023 and doing parody and all the stuff that GTA is known for.
Yeah.
I think that's a different task in 2023 than it was in 2013 or 2008 or 2004, or like when all the previous GTA games came out. And so to do a game that presumably is going to take place in present day, I wonder how they tackle certain things. I wonder if they're able to keep the funny up. I wonder if, you know, losing out on a Laszlo, if having no idea if Laszlo's going to be a radio host in this one or not, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that affects things. I also wonder on the other side, for the studio that I always mix up the Hauser brothers. Dan Hauser? This is Dan Hauser studio?
This is Dan Hauser, yeah.
I wonder for his studio, like, what game are they working on? Is that going to be a GTA-like game? Because if you're getting Laszlo and if you're getting people who have written on GTA before, that makes me think that you want to work on something that, at the very least, like, has that type of energy to it, has that kind of, like, I think at the very least you want to make something that is like cinematic, or something that has a narrative and story to it and performance to it that speaks to a AAA level.
Sure.
And so I wonder if we could ever get like a GTA competitor from the people that worked on GTA.
Never say never, but not for a long, long time. You have to imagine this first game is going to be smaller in scope, right?
Yeah.
Unless they
get a lot of money, which
and they do, and they have the names. They have the names.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if somebody's gonna get a lot of money, it's gonna be Dan Hauser to greenlight a game.
Yeah. You think him and Sam are still friends? You know what I mean? Because they were brothers. They are brothers, technically still.
I mean,
No, the rest of the family has to choose who to go to for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Wow,
Yeah.
you hate to see it.
do you think that's an awkward Thanksgiving? Like,
Yeah.
y'all both show up and it's
What are
like,
you working on? I'm not gonna tell you. What are you working on?
yeah,
I'm
I'm not gonna tell you.
Why'd you leave? I had to leave.
Like, why isn't
Why'd you take
GTA
Laszlo?
6 out yet?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's
I think
Why are you taking so long in the
I
game?
hear it always ends in a fist fight.
Number 6 on the Roper Report. Sources say Embracer has laid off 50 at Chorus developer Fishlabs. Mike, any guesses where this article came from? It's Andy Robinson at VGC.
Whoa.
Veteran game developer Fishlabs is the latest Embracer-owned studio to suffer layoffs, VGC understands. On Tuesday, Embracer CEO Lars Wingforce told staff that around 50 people at Hamburg-based studio will be laid off. Sources told VGC, with the exec claiming a, quote, lack of approval and financing for an in-development project left it with no other choice. According to LinkedIn, Fishlabs was comprised of 120 people. Many of its employees posted on the platform on Tuesday, confirming they'd been made redundant. Founded in 2004, Fishlabs is best known for 2021's space combat game Chorus, as well as Galaxy of Fire series on mobile. The other shoes continue to rain down on anyone connected to Embracer Group.
Yeah, I want somebody to like create a worst, like, I don't know, like video game publisher, or like, I guess Embracer is not necessarily a publisher, but like they're an owner, I guess. I don't know. Make that award for worst and give it to Embracer, because goddamn. Also, Sirens are alright.
I don't know. Wow, that was a
That
lot of
rarely
siren.
happens.
You never hear that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's always upsetting to see. Of course, like Fishlabs, I didn't know much about. Like, I remember Chorus when that came out, because I was like at a big presentation when it was revealed.
You sound confident in it.
I think that might have been at a PlayStation showcase, but that's the KindaFunny.com/you're wrong. But yeah, like I know Chorus. Like I remember that hitting for some people, and then also like, I mean, for other people, it's like okay, whatever. But you know, I think the fact that a lot of these decisions are coming down from Embracer, and because of Embracer's fuck ups, not necessarily the studio's fuck ups.
Yeah, of course.
It makes it upsetting every single time to see one of these stories, and like it's more upsetting knowing that we're not done seeing these stories from the Embracer Studios.
Yep.
Purely because they made bad business.
Yep.
Yeah. My heart goes out to the people that are losing their jobs.
Of course, this year continues to take and take and take from video game developers, and that fucking sucks. Number 7 on the Roper Report and final for your Tuesday, Dragon's Dogma 2 Steam page confirms release date ahead of planned announcement. This is Taylor Lyles over at IGN. Dragon's Dogma 2's Steam page has revealed the game's March 22nd, 2024 release date. You wanted some March games? Here you go. Ahead of a planned announcement later tonight. The release date visible on the Dragon's Dogma 2 Steam page confirms a recent leak spotted earlier this month in which the PEGI rating for the game revealed it would release on March 22nd, 2024 for PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. The news comes hours before Dogma 2. God damn it. Dragon's Dogma 2 showcase set for 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Hell yeah. March.
You were the one talking about this, right?
Yeah, I did a preview of it.
And you were like, it feels like a last gen game.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing now. Maybe even PS3.
I think I said, yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways it feels structured like a PS3 game, but I still had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 1 came out that generation. And so like it's following up on a game that at the time was very much doing its own thing, like, you know, playing to the beat of its own drum, and was kind of this mixture of, I don't know, like a bit of Souls, a bit of like Shadow Colossus with climbing on creatures and stuff, but also just like it being this open RPG where you're taking out creatures and doing missions and having these little companions running around doing the thing. Like it has like a lot of its own energy that I find it hard to compare to other games you see nowadays. Okay. But playing it in the preview, I was like, okay, this is fun. Like this works. I'm enjoying the combat. I'm enjoying leveling up this character. And as I look toward
March.
as I look down the barrel of like what I can build my character as, right? Like the different character classes and stuff. It has me excited and curious to see what that looks like if I go straight from being a thief to being a thief mage. I made that up, but
sure,
you get what I mean, right? Like that stuff seems fun, and so I think
your
March
preview and then the stuff we've seen right now, and when we talked about it before, I was like, damn, I want to try this.
Yeah, I think March is going to be a good time for it too, as of now, because not much is happening in March, and so yeah, like if this comes out and if March continues to be, hey, like this is actually kind of a chill month, I'm definitely gonna hop into this and play a lot.
I'm stoked to see it. See if it comes out. Stoked to see when DC Universe Online comes out to PlayStation 5.
Game Wars.
Well, Jeff, give the people what they want. They want DC Universe Online again on another platform. I digress. All that's so far away. If I wanted something more immediate, say what came to the mom and grab shops, where would I go?
You would go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform, as listed by the KindaFunny Games Daily Show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today. Calico on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Dune Spice Wars on Xbox Series X and S, Roller Drome on Xbox Series X and S, The Last Train Home on PC, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Pirates of the Disturbance comes to Switch. New dates for you. Not for Broadcast VR graces PSVR 2 Airwaves on December 14th. Baron Breakfast is coming to PlayStation 4 and PS5 on December 12th. Can't wait. And The Lost Legends of Red Wall, the Scout Anthology, has been delayed to January 30th, 2024. What's up, you think?
Mm-hmm.
And I know enough people to ask. Why does it seem like so many indie games get ported in December? The stuff that's been out a million...
That's a good question.
You figure 6 months, I guess June, if they were all coming out, and maybe they had like half a year of exclusivity on wherever they were.
Maybe it was like a
when did
full
Baron
year.
Maybe
if games are coming out in November and then like 12 months later they're able to get out in December.
And maybe it's like usually December is when AAA is not publishing
that's
2
a good
months.
Point. You're a good point.
So then they're getting another breath of fresh air.
I like where your head's at, Barrett.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I remember Sports Story coming out last year and like during Christmas break.
Yeah.
Remember how heartbreaking that was?
Just don't.
Oh, that was
Remember
upsetting,
the dev room in that game where you find the dev room and the devs are like, yo, this sucks?
Yeah. Weird.
Fuck.
I need like the breakdown. I need like the Jason Schreier breakdown on what happened behind Sports Story.
Yeah.
Deal of the day for you. Wario64 tweets the Batman suit available free in Batman Arkham Knight, first on Nintendo Switch, arriving on other platforms at a later date. Of course, this is the patented Battinson Batsuit from the Batman. This, of course, randomly leaked one day, remember? And everybody flipped their shit, and then Rocksteady quickly took it down. Well, there you go.
Official.
This is
coming to Nintendo Switch first.
I mean, that's where the newest people are, right? That's where the Arkham trilogy.
Yeah. I may have requested a code, by the way.
Did you like the Batman? The movie?
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wasn't like blown away. I forget. That was one where I feel like a lot of the hype got away from it, where people were like coming out like this is the best Batman movie of all time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. And then I went in there. I was like, oh, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think I felt exactly this. Like I came out of being like, all right, that was fine.
To give it its credit, I think it's the most realized Gotham in a Batman movie.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah,
I just remember
I'm
it seemed like they kept
wavelength.
tiptoeing. You can go watch my review. I don't remember everything. This is a very specific example and spoilers, I guess, for this. They kept tiptoeing up to like doing something really cool and different, and then they would back off. Like when like Alfred blew up. I was like, oh, they're killing Alfred. This is gonna be. Oh no, he's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just doing Batman. All right.
Yeah.
I love Batman.
Who's the head of the crime family in Gotham? Oh, it's Falcone.
No,
again. Oh, okay.
shocking.
All
I
right, shit.
didn't see that coming.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Huh.
We have a required viewing here, ladies and gentlemen. It's from twitter.com/Jacob Deck. What is this? You put it in.
No, I didn't put it in.
Somebody else
put this
put this in. What is it?
GameSpot
Oh!
did a documentary on CD Projekt Red and how Cyberpunk 2077 changed CD Projekt Red. They just they went over in September. It was something cool I saw this morning. They're doing cool shit over there, so I just wanted to give it a shout out.
Cool.
We all know Jacob. We all love Jacob. What a colossal fuck you to Danny O'Dwyer, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Danny O'Dwyer leaves GameSpot to go make documentaries. And big ballin', big money GameSpot and big ballin', big money Jacob are like, you know what? I can make a
Yeah, we can
documentary
do it. We
too.
can do it.
And they do a really nice job with it, apparently.
is it Idris Elba?
And it's really cool. Idris Elba's in it.
Meanwhile, fucking Danny O'Dwyer is locked in a room with Gabe Newell talking about Half-Life.
And no one fucking cares.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's like, who watched that?
Oh
You know?
my god.
Oh man.
Oh, dear. I would support Jacob and support Danny, of course. Reader mail. No, we're already late. Don't worry. We'll get to the thing here of just doing the live show where, of course, you could do that, but I'll do that before the squad up. You can write in kindafunny.com/KFGD. Of course, when you do that, you can tell us your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in a video game. I'll read it here. The best friends will come and find you, and everybody will play video games together. Today, Miguel needs help on the PS3. That's right, the PlayStation 3. PSN name is Soul Blaster 59, all one word. Good morning, KFGD. I come once again to you with wide eyes and a hat in hand, asking for help on the last 2 co-op trophies I need to finish Far Cry 4. I'm on a mission to platinum all Far Cries. I just did 3 and Primal, next is 5, New Dawn, and the last 6. If you'd like to help me on this goal message, I think it means go. You want to help me on this? Oh, if you want to help me on this goal, should be a comma there. Message me on PSN or on PSN profiles, where I already made a session for Wednesday morning. Thank you for the help. Let Gary Witta host. This is Soul Blaster 59. If you want to go play, if you want to help someone accomplish something, platinum all the Far Cry games.
I'm
This
on a
is your
mission to
chance.
platinum all Far Cries. Why?
A lot of people are popping off
Let
over
me
there.
know.
They're going, Far Cry 4 came out on PS3? Question mark? I don't fucking know. I just read what Miguel writes. If it turns out it's on PlayStation 4 and that's what it was, you find them then. You know?
PSN is all the same anywhere. You know.
Miguel, stop huffing paint and writing in squad up requests. All right?
I'm looking at it. It did come out on PS3.
Okay, there you go. Eggs on your face, isn't there? CTW1665 and my dog Nick96. Looks like you both should go right now to the PSN, buy Far Cry 3 on PS3, and then go play with Miguel. Oh, no, Far Cry 4. Wait, which one is it?
Far Cry 4 on PS3.
I don't know. Just buy all the Far Cries. I don't fucking know. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask people watching live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and youtube.com/kindafunnygames to write in to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and listening on podcast services around the globe. We only have one. It claims to be from Sal Romano at Gamatsu.
Oh.
Sal, you watched this show?
That's
You're
wild,
actually
isn't
like
it?
doing. We're reading your news stories. You should be making more news. You don't have to. We're just recapping what you said, or apparently what VGC said. Except Jordan Midler.
Yeah.
Not one Jordan Midler headline
here's
today.
the thing.
Jordan.
Because
What
I've been
are
trying
you
to figure this
doing?
out. Because I go to VGC every single day for news. Because
Yeah.
like their write-ups are usually like succinct, and they usually have a good roundup of news. How do y'all do it over there? Like in terms of your scheduling, because it will be a day where it's okay. These are all Jordan Miller articles. Okay, no, these are all Andy Robinson articles. Like day by day, it'll be one name that I'm seeing. So are you guys rotating days? and you're just writing all the news for that, let me know. Because I'm fascinated by how y'all work.
Jordan Miller
Sal
didn't do
Romano,
shit
though.
today. Though.
Sal Romano's carrying Komatsu
One
on his
man
back.
show.
Yeah.
He says, small technicality, but Final Fantasy XIV never shut down on PlayStation, only PC. It only came to PS3 after the PC overhaul. That being said, DC Universe Online has still be in service longer on PlayStation by a few years.
All his writing power is going to the website. He's saving it all for Komatsu. You're wrong, doesn't have spell check.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily. Tomorrow, we will be back. It will be Bless hosting with me co-hosting. Thursday, Bless and Tim. Friday, Mike and Andy. That's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we're here each and every weekday with all the nerdy news you need to know about in the video game world. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode ad-free. You could toss us a few bucks to say you're doing a great job. You could get exclusive merch. You could get access to the shows exclusively. You could have a great time. It helps keep the lights and mics on. Patreon.com/kindafunny. No bucks toss us. No big deal. Watch live as we record at twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Use the Epic creator code kindafunny at checkout. Even if you're on your console, PC, or buying something for free. Remember, of course, you can get everything on demand. youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get it. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, leave a review. And until next time, know, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
I'm still thinking about the fact that Far Cry 4 came out on PS3. Is that not weird?
That's the Pagan Min one, right?
Yeah.
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. I know it
Sit
makes
there
sense.
for 15 minutes or whatever, and the game would end.
It was like, I guess it makes sense because it was 2014. But like, I guess I never thought about the fact that that game came out on PS3. That's weird to me. You know? Did Shadow of Mordor come out on PS3?
That's a good game.
I think it's impossible for PS3 to run that.
Is
Right?
it? Or did they just not have the Nemesis system? Shadow of Mordor did come out on PS3.
Whoa.
Yeah. 2014, weird year. We don't talk about it enough.
Yo, what
That was
the heck
gas
is going
year.
on, everybody? Welcome to your Super Chat Prime Time Post Show with me, Snowbike Mike, and your two incredible Kinda Funny Games Daily Show hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. and one Greg Miller. Welcome back. Of course, this is the time where you can get involved. Of course, if you're watching live over on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, you can super chat anytime throughout this post show with your questions, comments, concerns. Maybe ask Greg about Survivor Series and how Booker T absolutely brought it to your ass. Or if you're watching live on Twitch, of course, you can
That's
use
not
the
how it
new
happened.
hype
We're
chat
very good
feature,
friends.
or you can resubscribe at the tier 1 through 3 level with your resub message, and I'll read it here. Just like friend of the show, J735, writes in with a $5 super chat and says, Barrett, I'm about to finish Sea of Stars. This game is an 11 out of 10 treasure. You should check out Chained Echoes, deeper combat, and more mature story.
I started up the Chained Echoes at the top of the year.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I didn't get that far in it, but it was pretty neat.
Barrett?
I don't need a more mature story.
Okay.
He loves being a baby.
I'm
He's
a
the
little
boss baby.
Yeah.
We got a lot of storylines to talk about.
I also
Greg,
like
just so you
simple
know.
combat. You give
Okay.
me simple combat, my brain goes, fuck yeah, man.
Okay. Nightlife writes in with the $2 super chat and says, thoughts of Sony UK lawsuits. My PlayStation boys, you know anything about Sony in the UK and the lawsuits?
No.
Okay, nope.
Not really. I can look it up.
I got my PlayStation boys looking it
I
up
think that
right
it's like
now.
They're being
Nightlife.
sued for like $6 billion or some shit.
They're going to look it up.
Yeah, Retail Insight Network. Sony faces a 7.9. Do you want? I'll accept the fucking cookies. $7.9 billion lawsuit in the UK for abusing dominant position. Sony is alleged to have imposed restrictive terms and conditions and/or technical restraints on consumers.
I think this might have broke during the break.
It did. Multinational conglomerate Sony is facing a $7.9 billion lawsuit in the United Kingdom for allegedly abusing its dominant position in the market, the New York Post has reported. The UK's Competition Appeals Tribunal ruled that PlayStation maker overcharged its customers for digital items. In 2022, Sony Interactive Entertainment was sued in the UK on behalf of 8.9 million people who purchased digital games or add-on content through its PlayStation Store. The case against Sony was brought up by consumer advocate Alex Neil. The proposed class representative, a corporate entity controlled by Neil, seeks to represent a class of UK domiciled users of Sony PlayStation. Sony is alleged to have imposed restrictive terms and/or conditions and/or technical restraints that require digital games and add-ons to be purchased and sold only through the PlayStation Store. The store charges a 30% commission to developers and publishers. Customers therefore paid higher prices for the games and the add-on content than they would otherwise have done. The company's lawyers have described the case as, quote, flawed from start to finish and called for it to be dropped. The The tribunal has ruled for the continuation of Neil's case, but that anyone who purchased from the PlayStation Store after the case was filed in 2022 should not be considered a plaintiff. Alex Neil was quoted by Sky News Australia as saying, quote, "This is the first step in ensuring customers get back what they're owed for the result of Sony breaking the law. PlayStation gamers' loyalty has been taken advantage of by Sony, who has been charging them excessive prices for years."
Whoa. I don't have much to say.
I mean, first
That went
off,
over my
let's
head.
just start at the top.
Start at the top, Greg.
You got this coming, UK, because you don't live in the USA. All right?
Got him.
Freedom. Am I right, cool, Greg? Freedom. Maybe there's a little bit of payback for 1776. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, all right,
Wait,
if you
didn't
are
we say that?
if you're
76.
using a Kryptonian tribunal to judge things before you fire people off to the fucking Phantom Zone,
Yep.
take the fucking beans off the breakfast plate and think for a second about some of your decisions, UK. Take the powdered wigs off, maybe, all right?
Take it off.
Who's
Tell
in
him, Greg.
charge? Is it the king or the prime minister or the Tories? Nobody fucking knows because it's all nonsense. We got 3 branches over here. It makes perfect sense.
Great job, Greg. Segueing into another great question, Chief Chaos wants to know what city outside of the USA would make the most sense for GTA 7?
Outside of the USA?
Outside of the US, where would you take a GTA?
I would say it's crazy how much Greg knows about Europe.
Yeah.
When somebody comes after PlayStation. Because if this
That's
was
when I
like,
turn it on.
yeah,
That's
if
what I know.
this is about Steam, Greg would be like, oh yeah, seems like they got it coming. I would say London maybe because they've already had like a London
they
thing.
did that though, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. So London's an easy one, but I feel like they would say, "Ooh, well, Watch Dogs, we don't want to go there." You know what I mean?
Australia.
What is
What's the place where there's like a lot of good crime happening?
A good crime.
remember that Simpsons episode where they went to the Brazil? Yeah, I do remember that actually. Yeah, yeah. What was the I'm stupid and I don't know much about outside of here.
Mhm.
What was it? No, I can't.
What
Where
language do they
was the
speak?
one the Fast and the Furious movie?
All right.
They went.
I mean, they went to Brazil.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. Was it
They went to
United?
space?
The United Arab Emirates, where they went and they had like this, and they Ronda
like
Rousey
Dubai.
was there. Dubai,
Yeah,
thank you.
Dubai, yeah.
Dubai. I know
Ooh.
nothing about Dubai. Dubai seems like a
That'd
really
be sick.
futuristic, cool city with sand and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that seems
tall
like it'd be
building, tall buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, Dubai would be dope actually. Nice cars
Cool. You're
too.
welcome, Rockstar.
Matt Steele writes in with a $20
Matt
super
Steele.
chat and said, I bought Alan Wake 2 on the Epic Games Store with their Black Friday deal. I used KindaFunny creator code as well and
Thank you.
immediately hit with an audio desync that's bad enough for me not to continue. Did y'all experience any issues with Alan Wake 2?
No, but it's a great point. Thank you for using the Epic Game Code.
Yes.
And of course, I hate to tell you that. What was his name again?
This is Matt Steele.
Man, still, I hate to tell you, you had this coming because you bought it on PC. All right. Again, if you're one of these people who just loves chopping off your toes and being like, "This is great," keep using the Epic Creator Code KindaFunny when you buy your PC games. But did I have that problem? No, I played on a grown-up system called the PlayStation 5, where I had none of those issues. But where you could also use the Epic Creator Code KindaFunny when you're checking out on those kind of things.
Greg, I'm gonna take you back to a text message I think I sent you.
Barrett, nobody cares. Cut your mic.
Hold on.
This doesn't
hold
matter.
on.
This isn't part of the bit. Doesn't need to be here.
Let's
Don't worry about it.
see here. I think I texted you, hey, is there a known lip sync issue for Alan Wake on PS5, LOL? Because, yeah, I got hit with that on PS5. I think that's just like a general thing, you know?
Well, Barrett, I hate to tell you this, but, you had sex before marriage, and this is what happens. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
How
Like,
do you know that?
I don't mean,
Where did you learn this information?
I don't mean to be everybody's, like, doctor for life here, but if you're going to come at me, a hat in your hand with some horrible thing, I'll tell you why it happened. You know what I mean?
I also just got a text message at 11:14 today. Just, Greg, all caps, stop.
Okay. Let's keep it going. Cozy Bear writes in with the $7 Canadian super chat and says, I'm headed to IKEA this evening to get a new standing desk. What are some of your favorite IKEA memories or hot takes?
Hot takes.
hey, that's what he wrote. That's what he
It
wrote.
sounds like
so
it
trash.
sounds like when I left you guys with Remember Blank Thanksgiving games.
Oh my god! What a great
had a fun
episode!
time.
What a great
Patreon.com/KindaFunny.
episode that was.
IKEA memories, yeah, no. I got a bunch of good glass Tupperware from there. It's only starting to break now, and I've had it for years. You know what I mean? That's nice.
Yeah, I like
I've
that.
never been the big meatball guy there. You know what I mean? People go and they get the meatballs there.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. The one here in the Bay Area is over in Berkeley or whatever, right? Or not by Berkeley. What?
Across the
No,
bridge.
there's one in like Oakland.
Across the Berkeley Bridge? Yeah. Oh, wow, really?
There you go.
All this fucking particle board garbage, you know what I mean? Just to get through, just to try to survive, just to get a standing desk. It won't be standing in 3 months. It'll be collapsing.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in IKEA.
Me either.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we go
Wes have never been to. Yeah. You want to take us to IKEA?
No, fuck no. You know who does? Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Will
Oh,
go.
Kevin
yeah.
loves going to IKEA.
Okay. Okay.
But if he
Do
takes
you
you to
too, Greg?
IKEA, then he'll also have you go to 4 different places on the way to
And
IKEA.
also, like, we'll leave with something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't want to
wanna
buy
leave with
something. I just
that.
want to go check out what it's like. If I go with Kevin, we'll leave with 5 different items.
He'll show up for an IKEA trip though, and he'll help you the fuck out. I remember when we got our first couch where we live, he helped us get that from IKEA to our apartment.
CJ writes in with a $5 super chat and says, "What is the most realistic big announcement each platformer could announce next week at the Game Awards?"
Each platform.
Example: Ghost 2, Gear 6, new Mario? Question mark. What do you guys got?
They're
Give
not
it to me.
dropping Gear 6. That's not realistic, is it?
I mean, I would save Gears 6 for a summertime event, but like Gears is
That feels like it's about to
possibly in the
happen.
pipeline. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's been like 10 years since Gears 5.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. I mean, but it's been like, what, 2 or 3?
It's been 3 to 4.
3 to 4?
I believe, yeah.
PlayStation God of War DLC.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's a good
good.
one,
Yeah.
big dog. That's a good one. Okay.
Xbox, I would say Fable. A better look at Fable. A trailer for Fable.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that.
Nintendo-
They have that history with Hellblade, though. I could see them doing something there, too.
Nintendo Paper Mario date for like the 1,000-Year Door remake. I know it's not like a new announcement, but
Nintendo just announces the Switch, too. There you go.
That would be a crazy one.
CM
That would
Punk
be-
Mario
out,
Kart Wave 3.
Okay. Miles writes in with the $2 super chat and says, "Barrett, you were right about Sea of Stars. It's so good."
I know it's a contender.
Hey, did the thing.
Blessing Greg,
I've given up.
you're my only fucking hopes to get that on our top 10 list.
I'm right now. I am trying to get smart enough to play Chance of Sinar.
Nice.
My goal.
Just get dumb. Get dumb with me.
Trying
and
to
play
get
Sea of Stars.
my knowledge up.
Chewy writes in with the $5 super chat says, "Anyone in KindaFunny play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? Don't remember hearing any coverage for it. Cool, Greg and Mike. It's your kind of game."
I remember this Blessing talking about this when it dropped, right? Where it just
Yeah.
came out of nowhere and there was like no PR for it or anybody to talk to.
Yeah,
about it.
like nobody reached out for codes or anything, and I was in the middle of reviewing Starfield and then the game that came out before, Armored Core 6. Like I was in the middle of both those games, and then immediately went to Liza P and Mortal Kombat, so I never had any time for it, even though I really wanted to play it because Bomber Cyberpunk looks really fun. It looks really cool. Maybe one day.
Oh no, nobody did. Cool Greg's sneaking in to take a look.
Yeah, he's looking at it. Cool, Greg. I think this is up your alley, big dog.
You're roller skating and you're spray painting. Cool, Greg.
Yep.
It's going to be your game of the year.
I like that. I like that. DJ Kento writes in with the $10 super chat and says, "Good news, anime nerds. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie 4K remastered, is out today. Now you have a good reason to enjoy Tim and Nick's watch along if you have a new copy in 4K.
Oh,
You like Street Fighter the movie? I mean,
No.
you're a fighting game guy. Do you like any of these movie adaptations?
I mean, Mortal
Mortal
Kombat
Kombat's got cool movies,
are
right?
fun.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
bad, but they're fun. I like watching them. The Street Fighter movies, I never cared enough about Street Fighter lore and what's going on with the characters to actually watch the movies. Mortal Kombat, I do. But yeah, that's exciting. That's coming out though. Or that it's out today. Is that what they said?
out today.
Out today.
Greg Miller, we got James with the $2 super chat and says, "KF Day goal, Gary and Jared show. They just talk games for 3 hours."
Why would I unleash that on all of you?
Woo!
You know what I mean?
We have 10 minutes left on your super chat post show. Of course, you can write in with your YouTube super chats. You can resubscribe, just like many of you have over there with the Northside Samurai. Have you been using your PlayStation Portal? Thoughts, boys?
Yeah. I've been gone. I didn't bring it with me to Chicago. But I brought it in the office today because I got to do some KFW stuff, and it makes it super easy for it. I adore my PlayStation Portal. It's everything I wanted out of that device. It is, completely removed the backbone from my life, even though I still love the backbone and recommend it. Just having that big old screen, like, you know what I mean? I truck it back and forth from the couch to the bedroom, go in there, lay next to Jen, play some games, keep working on my Dead Rising 2 Platinum, getting ready for DC Universe Online on it.
Dead Rising 2?
PlayStation
Oh,
Stars for Game of the Year.
Okay, you had me.
Dead Island 2.
I was like,
Dead Island
holy
2. Sorry,
shit.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, good for you, Greg.
I'm dusting that shit
Like,
off,
oh
going
my
way back.
God, my mind hurts right now thinking about that. That's cool, Greg. Good for you for using that. Bless, you been using yours?
Not really.
that's fine.
I'm
Can I
leaving
have
what up?
Can I have it?
You don't need two at once.
I want to leave one at work. Then I don't have to drag it back and
that
forth.
would
I mean,
be nice.
I'm leaving.
That's nice of him.
I leave mine at work all the time because like the internet's better here than it is at home.
Sure.
And like I'm not really.
So I can take it.
Yeah. So you can use it. Yeah, you can use it here.
Okay, great.
Can you have two accounts on it, like a normal PlayStation? Like
No, I think you would have to probably log out and log in every time, but it's like 2 seconds. This is a log out, log
But
in.
I think you can connect.
bad.
You can connect to certain PS5s though. Right?
You can connect to multiple PlayStations,
Uh-huh.
but it wouldn't be able to. Like you can connect to your PlayStations, I can connect to my
Oh.
PlayStations, but we'd have to go
Gotcha.
out and log back in as Game
Yeah.
Over Greggy and as
Yeah, you
Mark
can have
City
it. Okay.
64.
Okay. Philip J. Fry writes in and says, "Are the Jabroni Boys jumping back into Lethal Company?" Yeah, we'll be back on Friday for more Lethal Company. We're looking for a fourth, so we'll find someone to come join us, but we're having a ton of fun with Lethal Company. We're currently doing a week-long experiment with Ark Survival Ascended. That is the UE5.
Okay.
Upgrade to
Yeah,
Ark.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
beautiful. A couple of game crashes yesterday, but we are trying to get back on that survival mode game where we come together, grow, learn, and have fun. And I will tell you, if you want to go check it out, yesterday's stream was really, really good. The end of it was pure mayhem and fun. So please check that one out. Greg Miller, as we start to near our final moments together, of course, we're going to start
Forever.
streaming more Ark together. But bless, the big dog's back. And I don't know if you watched.
I didn't watch.
But WWE had a big pay-per-view in Chicago. And we went back for, of course, Survivor Series War Games. Put your camo on and go have some fun. Now, Greg, you went to the pre-show.
Sure did.
And I want to say how great you were.
Thank you. I
And
thought
tell
I
you,
crushed
you
it.
were fantastic.
Thank you.
Booker T had your number.
That's-
Did you get some chapstick after kissing so much ass?
I did not get any chapstick. I did not have chapped lips after kissing any ass. When you call it down the middle. All right? Who
Yeah,
was
yeah.
looking at this Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark match going, oh, Zoe's got a chance?
Come on. What jabroni's going to sit at the desk and get on the side of Zoe Stark?
That's why
Get
I sat
outta
there.
here.
I told them the hard truths they didn't want.
You
All
told them the hard
I
truth.
got up, I grabbed my gut. I talked about how we shouldn't be wearing coats. It's not that cold.
Yep.
Traditional. And then I just laid it all out there for him, all right? And then, yeah, Booker wants to try to give me chapstick, saying I'm kissing too much Judgment Day ass.
You were fantastic, Greg. I
Felt
want
good
you
on
to know
that one.
that.
Felt good on that one.
But you know what else was fantastic?
What's that?
That goddamn event. Because
Sure.
War Games was a big
Man,
success. What a
the
fun
women's
time.
War Games match was so good.
When she put that trash can over her head and jumped off the top of the cage, blessing, shit was crazy.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It is exactly what it sounds like.
It was
Holy
crazy,
shit.
Bless. I was like, don't go up there. And she got up there, and you're like, don't fall off. And she put the trash can on her head and jumped off.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Becky and Charlotte Flair going back. Come on, that was beautiful, Greg.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What
hell
a
yeah.
really good time. Of course, also shout out to the men's stuff.
Yeah,
They did really
the
well,
men's
too.
Stuff. Randy
you
Orton
know-
coming back huge. Obviously CM Punk coming back was a,
Yeah, we're
a
getting to
nuclear
that.
attack, but like
When he RKO'd that man,
off the
that
yeah.
lifeless body of a man.
Yeah, they threw one guy off the top of the cage and Randy Orton RKO'd him.
That's fucking awesome.
yeah.
That's
A
incredible.
guy like Faith, like he was knocked out, right? And they just chucked him off, and it was unbelievable. It was unreal.
How does that even
stuff.
happen? How's that even possible?
Oh, you have to watch.
he alive?
You have to watch to
He's
find
got
out.
an
He was
RKO.
wearing a neck brace last night in a row.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is he okay?
That was so funny.
And if you want to keep it going.
Well, because I want to get all of it out from you. Of
Sure.
course, we had some special reveals. People came back. Randy came back.
Yep.
R-Truth came back. He's been funny. I don't know
R-Truth's
him,
hilarious.
but I've been having fun.
Oh,
You know what I
you'd
mean?
like
I
R-Truth a lot.
enjoy him
You'd
coming
like
back.
him a lot.
It seems
Yeah,
good. And then, of course, the big one, CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Everybody freaked out. The internet blew up. I need to know from my guy, the wrestling guru, Greg Miller, what is the CM Punk rundown for someone who might not know who CM Punk is, or maybe some of the audience knows a
so
little
you
bit
wanna
of
go way,
CM
way
Punk.
back. Okay,
I just
so,
want
like-
to know, like, what's your vibes with CM Punk coming back? I need to know.
Man, so like the vibes coming back, like the way to express it is like, let's just keep it to Survivor Series. Obviously, I took Poe and his son Jack again, 10-year-old Jack, and then our other friend Camps, who's we knew from high school and went to all the events with us back at Allstate, because this is like a homecoming, just to go to Allstate Arena and be backstage and all that stuff, let alone just be there. Period. And so obviously, as you're talking about the night and you're setting it all up, and blah, blah, like you're going to talk about Punk, right? Of course, if you don't know, the shortest version is like CM Punk was top of the mountain at WWE, but he fucking hated it at WWE, and he openly said that on WWE, and it was this huge fucking thing. And he did this promo called The Pipe Bomb. You should all go watch. That's just a shoot interview, which means it's real, which means it's not part of the storyline. He was just fucking going to town on everybody. He's saying the company will be better when Vince is dead, except that he has so many. The company will be better. Sometimes I think the company will be better when Vince McMahon's dead, but then I remember that it'll be his. I'm gonna fuck this up. His dumbass daughter that takes over, and her stupid. Basically, he has a really good insult on Triple H, who is in charge of creative now. Whatever. Blah blah. He did all this. He went nuclear. Da da da. Then he eventually quits, as you would expect, right? Didn't wrestle for basically 10 years, a little less. We'll say 8, I guess, 8.5. Doesn't wrestle for 8.5. Then goes to AEW. Everybody's super fucking stoked that he's in AEW to a degree, but then he immediately gets in a fist fight with somebody backstage. He gets suspended. He comes back. They make his own show, basically, so he doesn't have to be around the people he got in a fight with. Then they go to do their biggest thing ever in the UK at Wembley Stadium, right? Right before that, he gets in another altercation fist fight backstage. Right before they go live with the main thing, goes out there, wrestles, and then, of course, is gone from the thing. The owner of AEW was like, I feared for my life. Like, he's like,
Jesus.
Like, again... All of this is shoot, all of this real. This is not wrestling fake storylines. Like, it's just like, so like CM Punk is CM Punk, right? And is he toxic for the locker room like everybody says? Is he not? Is he I'm not in the locker room with them. I have no actual idea. Blah blah blah. Anyways, so then pretty much just a month and a half shy after 10 years of not being in WWE. At Survivor Series, which is in Chicago, which is CM Punk's hometown. His whole logo and trunks are based around the Chicago flag, right? Like, usually. I mean, obviously, you can have whatever you want in trunks. The audience is like in a feeding frenzy that CM Punk is going to come back and that this makes sense. And it's that thing where Seth Rollins has been on the record, again, is it a work or a shoot, of like he fucking hates CM Punk and all this stuff. And like he had a whole thing at Royal Rumble, which is January of this year, where somebody asked him like, oh man, do you think, it was at a WWE 2K event, like, do you think, CM Punk would ever get? He's like, who fucking cares? He's a cancer. I hope he never comes back, blah, blah. And then he's like, but if it's good for business, whatever, blah, blah. So anyways, you get to Chicago that night, and like at the pre-show, every time they'd come back from a package and like, all right, we're live, 3, 2, 1. They have an audience there. The audience would chant CM Punk. Throughout the night in the arena, people are chanting CM Punk nonstop, and like deafening chants of CM Punk. Like the War Games match is happening, and it's all the top talent, and people are chanting for CM Punk during it or whatever. And then like he's not there, and like I would have told you, there's no way they're gonna bring him back. He's just too toxic. It's too much of a problem. There's too much bad blood. Yada 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 yada. Like wrestling is wrestling, right? And there's nothing else like it in the world, man. And so like to try, I know I'm giving you a lot of information. I know a lot of people don't care, but just for the craftsmanship of this, let's not even talk about what it's like to be in the arena for a second. Let's talk about you watching at home. When Monday Night Raw ends, when the pay-per-views end, whatever ends, what always happens, there's some cliffhanger or a celebration, and something horrible's happened, and they fade up the copyright logos, right? And that's your sign of like, okay, cool, the event is over. At home, the War Games ends, and it's this five men versus 5 men thing. So it's all 5, the biggest faces in the company in the center of the ring, hands raised, wide shot of it, right? And they fade up the fucking copyright logos. So if you're at home, you're like, this is when you stretch your legs and turn off your TV. They do it, and they fucking hit CM Punk's music, and they take it. It was like a swerve on the audience at home on this meta level. And like now you can jump back there. We're watching it and clapping. Like people already started leaving our row. Like people already leaving the arena, and we're clapping, and then just look at you, and it's a fucking cult of personality. And my friend Camps, who was next to me, was like later in the night, was like, I will never forget the look on your face. Because it was literally, I turned to Poe, and then I turned back, and like, I don't even know what I was doing, but it was just like, this is really happening. CM Punk is really back right now, and he fucking stomps out. And like, I saw somebody on Twitter talking about it in response to me and calling it a nuclear pop. Like, it was like, if you made it to my Instagram, and I'd urge you to go follow me on Instagram, Game Over Greggy. I put up a sappy long post of me at ringside in the Allstate Arena talking about like August 9th, 1999 changed my life. Like that was, I'd gone to wrestling shows before, obviously with my parents and SummerSlam and all these dumb stories you've heard as a kid. August 9th, 1999 was the first time my friends and I were old enough to go on our own. Like we drove ourselves. There was no parent. We went to wrestling on our own, right? And it just so happened that was like, the height of the Attitude Era. And it was when Jericho debuted. And I always talk about like the show overall is amazing, but like Jericho debuting is so like, again, huge pop. You know what I mean? Of like, break the walls, and his name came up and everyone lost their fucking shit, right? Like, to have it like bookended so perfectly, where I put that up like as the show was starting because I've been writing it backstage, and then to end it with like this on another level, because my whole post was talking about chasing the high of August 9th. You know what I mean? Of like what a show that was. Like, that's always the test for me. And so to be there for this and this blow that out of the fucking water, like, it was ridiculous. And it's like one of those things just slack-jawed, like, I can't believe it. And it's, how good was this? This is now me ranting to something new for you. How good was this? That I was like, I have to watch Monday Night Raw. Like, I have to watch Monday Night Raw. And granted, yeah, oh, you host This Is Awesome. Yeah. I've said it very publicly before. Like, I do not have time for 3 hours of wrestling on Monday and then 2 hours on SmackDown. Like, I just can't do it, right? So what I usually do to keep up with WWE is, first off, look at all the social stuff, because they're so good at posting the biggest moments, the clips, the interviews, the whatever you need to be up on. And then also I listen to podcasts like Sam Roberts, which I fucking love. Not Sam Wrestling is a great podcast that he does all by himself, which blows my mind because it's like an hour and a half of him monologuing about wrestling. Anyways, Jen caught me last night like, what are you doing? Like, she asked for a cup of coffee because we'd come back from Chicago. She's exhausted. Like, are you? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I came back. I was like, what are you doing up there? I'm like, okay, so I'm a nerd and I want to watch the entire Raw. So I went on an alternate email and got the free trial of YouTube TV, but I forgot that YouTube TV doesn't give you the East Coast channels. So then I'm trying to use ExpressVPN to figure out. And like, I jumped through all these hoops just trying to watch it legally. And then I was like, I just went to Twitch and typed in Monday Night Raw and found a kid watching Monday Night Raw, and I just watched him. And I watched all 3 hours of wrestling to get to that ending of having Punk come out and talk, let alone the update on Rollins and Randy had a great match with Dom and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, my God.
But
you
it was
can't
like,
beat up that young child, man. You gotta leave that kid alone.
Shit out of him, you know what I mean? They just went to a commercial, but kept it there. And it was just Randy Orton beating the shit out of Dominic Mysterio. Crazy, man. But it was like I tweeted at the end of the promo about Punk, I'm like, he is just captivating. Where it's like, wrestling is so hard to dissect if you like or don't like a person, because they're also characters. But then and like Punk's whole thing so far in the modern times has been just, he's a problem. He's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, he's a problematic person backstage and this and the other. And so it's like, well, was it AEW? You know, Triple H had a whole press conference at the end there of like, you know, because again, like, they did not like each other. And he's like, that was 10 years ago. We're both different people. If you haven't changed in 10 years, you're not doing it right. It was a very like reflective moment from him in a press conference that I liked. But like, it's one of those of like, I am glued to everything now, because it's like, either it's just going to be great storytelling, because him and Seth Rollins will fucking burn it down. Like, they will be awesome together in the ring, even if they really hate each other, which I bet they really do. But, you know, Seth Rollins, I think that's the business, right? Seth Rollins doesn't like Cody Rhodes. They've talked about that before. But like, they respect each other enough to work to each other. So it's like, if Punk is actually in it for the right reasons and not a huge asshole, this will be great and whatever. And if he is a huge asshole and gets bounced out and people quit, like there's a rebellion in the locker, it's like, that is also going to be very interesting and entertaining to watch, because wrestling's so fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, it was an awesome weekend. Exciting to watch more wrestling. And of course, you can go to Peacock and watch one of my favorite shows to watch. This Is Awesome, hosted by the Greg Miller. A great episode out right now, all about villains. And I'll tell you what, that Triple H, he's a goddamn villain. He used to scare me all the time, Greg. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
But he's the game.
I would tell you, if you don't watch This Is Awesome, you don't care about wrestling, but you care about me, go watch that episode just to watch the very end, where I believe it is the take where I almost split my kneecap in half. I was in so much pain for multiple days after that.
Thank you all so much for watching Kind of Funny Games Daily and your post show. If you love wrestling, hey, shout out. Greg, thank you for talking wrestling with us.
Anytime.
If you hate wrestling, well, I'm sorry. I needed 10 minutes to talk about wrestling with Greg, because I haven't spoken to anyone besides Kevin Asax on wrestling. So hope you all have a good one. I will see you live on Twitch for more Ark Survival Ascended with Nick and Andy. Or if you're watching live on YouTube, there's a brand new link you can go click on and have some fun with us. That will be the end of KFGD for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.